Let's be honest, for anyone in construction, this question probably hits a little too close to home. You know that submittal register I'm talking about, that giant, sprawling spreadsheet. But is it actually a living tool, an evidence log that helps you get the job done? Or has it just become a graveyard where your most critical documents go to die? For most of us, this is the daily reality. We call it the submittal black hole. It's this chaotic space where vital information just seems to vanish, get delayed, or get completely misunderstood. And it creates this huge, dangerous gap between the plan in the office and the reality on site. You know the drill, right? It's a total storm of endless emails, each one packed with PDFs. You're juggling revisions, Rev A, Rev B, oh wait, here's Rev B with comments, and somewhere in all that back and forth, key data just gets lost. This isn't just inefficient, it's genuinely risky. It creates a massive disconnect between the engineers and the folks who actually have to build the thing. So how in the world do we fix this? Well, the answer isn't just buying another piece of software. It's about a total shift in how we think, and it's built around a two-phase automation engine. The whole goal is to stop treating submittals like a painful chore and start seeing them as the very first step in your execution plan. Okay, here's how it breaks down. Phase 1 we call the gatekeeper. Think of it as your defense. Its one and only job is to stop bad, incomplete, or non-compliant data from ever even getting to the consultant. Then there's phase 2, the roadmap. This is your offense. As soon as a submittal gets that green light, this phase translates all that dense technical data into a crystal clear, actionable plan for the crew on the ground. Let's dive into phase 1, the automated gatekeeper. This is all about cleaning up the mess before you ever hit send. It's about submitting with total confidence, knowing that you've already checked all the boxes automatically. The process here is actually pretty simple, but it is incredibly powerful. First up, the system ingests and classifies everything. No more manual file naming or folder creation. Step 2, it extracts the critical data. And I mean a zero-assumption engine. It pulls the hard facts, the real numbers that matter. And finally, step 3, it runs automated compliance checks against your project specs, instantly flagging what's good to go, what's missing, and what's a serious risk. And this right here is the beautiful result. Instead of some vague status, you get a clear, actionable punch list. The system tells you exactly what's wrong. Hey, that 50-degree ambient rating? It's missing, and you need to get proof from the vendor. Those installation clearances? That's a risk because the drawing is incomplete. See? It's not a summary, it's a diagnosis. The gatekeeper then bundles all this intelligence into a totally professional pre-approval package. It automatically generates everything you need, from the cover sheet to the risk register. This makes your submission complete, compliant, and frankly, incredibly easy for the consultant to review and, most importantly, approve. All right, so you got the approval, that's awesome. But getting approved is only half the battle, right? Now you actually have to build the thing. This is where phase 2, the execution roadmap, comes in. It takes that approved PDF from being a static file and turns it into a dynamic, living plan. A second document is approved, the system kicks into gear. It automatically generates a work breakdown structure. Then it translates all that dense technical data into simple, step-by-step instructions for installation. And finally, it creates your entire QA/QC pack. We're talking material and work inspection requests and test plans, all generated instantly and accurately from the approved data. Now, this is where it gets really practical. Look at this. It's no longer about abstract technical specs. It's about who needs to be there, what tools they need in their hands, and where the critical inspection points are. This is the kind of information the site team can actually use to get the job done right. And this just nails a fundamental truth of every job site. We can't seriously expect the foreman or the pipe fitter to sit down and read a 300-page technical document. It's just not going to happen. The roadmap solves this by cutting through all the noise and giving them just the essential info they need for the task they're doing right now. Okay, this all sounds great, but how do we keep this automated system from just turning into another messy, confusing database? Well, the answer is in its core architecture, a single source of truth. Everything, and I mean everything, is tracked in one master table. Every document, every revision, every missing item, every single risk is just one line. But look at that last column, evidence_links. That is the key to everything. Every piece of data is tied directly back to the specific page in the source document where it came from. Nothing is left to interpretation. It's all right there. Which brings us to the most important principle of this entire system. How do you build an automation that people, especially the consultants who have to sign off on it, will actually trust? How do you make it consultant-proof?
Here's the hard truth, and this is probably the biggest takeaway of all. Summaries are not enough. Dashboards are not enough. If your automation just spits out a high-level overview, it's going to be questioned, and your submittals are still going to get rejected. Trust requires proof, period.
And here's the fundamental difference. Typical automation tells you what the status is. Evidence-based automation shows you why. It doesn't just say an item is compliant, it gives you a direct link to the exact page, the exact paragraph in the data sheet that proves it. This isn't just useful for tracking, it is absolutely essential for approval and for real accountability. So it all boils down to this one simple idea. Every single claim has evidence. Every checked box has a page number. Every action item is tracked back to a source. This is the only principle that matters. This is how you build an engine for trust, not just another tool for pushing paper.
So, I'll just leave you with this question to think about. What if we stopped looking at submittals as this administrative nightmare we have to get through? What if, instead, every single submittal from the moment you received it was actually the first data-rich step of a perfectly coordinated execution plan? Just think about that. That's the potential we're talking about here.